Another strip that is also 11 inches in length, and I've cut mine at 2 inches. You could have yours at 1 inch, you could have it at 3 inches, you could have it at 1 1/4, 2 1/4, whatever you like. And again, all you need to do is to score it in half, and then the other two sides you're also going to score in half. Now you could measure those out, but one easy way to do this would be to simply fold it in half and then fold it back on itself. As you'll see, that comes at 2 3/4. Right, and then fold it again back on itself, and this is going to form that W shape. So if we put this back into the scoreboard, you'll see that it would be 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and 8 1/4. So you could do that as well. Now you see you have your W shape, like so. And this is how it's going to be placed inside of our base. Now, the next thing to do is to do the matting and layering for the card. The mat for the front of the card I've cut, and that is 5 1/4 by 4 3/4, and I've taken out the center of it just to cut down on the bulk and also to save a little on the cardstock. So we need to glue this in place, and then I will add the layer. So get this down first. It gives us just a little bit of the white showing, but with that more or less dramatic effect of the black. And now for the layer, I've got this piece of plain cardstock, or paper I should say, and this I've cut at 5 inches by 4 1/2. This is some of the Dovecraft, the Paper Mania paper stack, and that's just going to go there. And again, just a little bit of that black is now going to be showing as well. So just move that into place a bit. I think that should have been cut just a little bit more on that side, so I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to take off a tiny little bit here. A bit better, yes, I think so. Yeah. So, I've probably just cut that wrong on my trimmer, so. Next, I'm going to add a couple of more layers. Now these are offcuts from the inside layers, and these are 5 by 1.5. And I've also got this little offcut, which is another part of the inside mat, which measures 1 by about 3¼ inches. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to just sort of determine where I'm going to put this, just so it's covered up. And I'm going to put that into position about so. And then I'll add the other 2 strips at the top and the bottom. This kind of uses up those little scraps and adds just a little more interest to the front of the card. So just going to make sure some of that purple is showing there. And then these will go down. I'm just going to position that again, and I can actually match it up to that little bit there. Let's get it into position, and the bottom piece as well. Add that on there. Slid just a little bit, I think. Just going to lift that up and move it over. There we are, that's better. And then put this back down. And then we have our sentiment, or our topper, and this is from, I'll show you here, this is from this collection, the Creative Paper Collection, and it's full of stickers and paper cards and paper sheeting as well. So I'm going to put that here. Put some glue on the back of this there. And that is the nice thing about working with this liquid glue, is when something like that goes wrong, I've still got time to actually fix it. So we can get that back into position. And then this, I'm actually going to have it come over this way more rather than to the left. And I can add some other embellishments there if I want, which I can decide on as I get closer to finishing this. So we're going to put this here. Right, and there's the front of our card. Pretty much finished. Now we can go on to the inside. For the inside, I've already gone ahead and matted and layered these pieces. And again, as you can see, I took out the center part of that black card, which is the mat, and it's cut the same size as for the front. So it's 5 1/4 by 4 3/4, and the pattern paper layer is 5 by 4 1/2. put that here. And then repeat with this one as well. Mechanism here. I'm decided I'm going to just give that a little bit of a lift with some of this Distress Oxide. And this is the Seedless Preserve. I'm just going to lightly brush over it, just to lift it a little bit. This is the closest, oops, that I really had to a purple for this. So and we can go around the edges as well. This cardstock. Now this is going to be placed here. Now I can put it in the center, or I could have it come down further if I wanted to, but I think I'm going to go more or less central with it. And instead of the liquid glue this time, I'm going to use my double-sided tape. So I want to place a strip here. Get that little fuzzy bit off. I'm going to place this on either side. Okay. Now I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go right up to where that black trim is and press it into place. I'll come over to this side and do the same. First of all, and then, and as you can see, there, it's not completely stretched out like so. We want to have it give just a little, so that looks pretty good, and we'll put that down. And now when you close it, open it, it's going to have that pop there. So next, same pack that I used for the front, I've got these images, and I'm going to mount them on this bit of cardstock. And I've cut these at, double check that, I think those are 2 by 2 7/8. 2 1/4, I'm sorry. 2 1/4 by 2 7/8. And they're going to go on here. And I'm going to use the reverse as well as the pattern side. Just decide which. Now I can put those in place, and I'm just going to go back to my double-sided tape for this. And to the front of the card, I have these little gems here, and I'm going to place them here on the front. One up here somewhere. And here. Just use a bit of paper here to press those into place. And then I also have some of these flat back pearls. They have adhesive on the back, but I can also put a little bit of glue on just to give them a little more security. And so let's take a look. Dream big, work hard. And then when you open it, you have this on the inside. So you have these sort of inspirational quotes as well as the decorative panels. I think that's quite sweet. You've also got the back of the card where you can write any message on, or add a sentiment if you wanted to, and it closes very nicely. It's not incredibly bulky, so that would fit into a regular size envelope, and I think I'm very happy with that. Thank you so much for joining me today for this video tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll give this card a try yourself. It's not very difficult, but as you can see, it makes a lovely little card with a pop-up, and anyone would enjoy receiving this. You can make it uniquely your own by your choice of papers and your sentiments that you have here. You could just have images here. You don't have to have any sentiments on here. You could change these rectangles into circles or ovals or squares. It makes no difference. Change the size of the mechanism itself. You could even have it match your backing papers. So, as I said, it's not very difficult, and it really makes a nice card that would stand proudly on anyone's mantelpiece or shelf. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing today. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and comment below, because all these actions help YouTube to promote my videos a little bit more and give more people a chance to see what I'm sharing. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again, I hope, very soon. In the meantime, please stay safe and crafty hugs. Bye.